Hello everyone and welcome back to the FTB spot. Today I'm going to be taking a little break from the water mills and the water mill setup. It takes quite a bit of time to dig them out, to fill all the water in, to run the cabling. I do have a full set here now though, and as far as without the machinery dumping the buckets inside. So these are, I guess, passive generation you could call it. There's 8 going into this side, and I got 2 going into the industrial craft side. But I am going to do that setup and try to figure out a good way to have the buckets put in, but I'd like to start working towards solar panels. I do have a solar panel up on the roof here, if I can get to it. I really need to fix this. Right here, we do have a solar panel. Oh my goodness, it's covered in snow. Well, it doesn't affect it. That's good to know. Camo solar panels, I guess. So I do have a solar panel right here. It took quite a bit to build that thing. It was actually kind of fun, to be honest. But I'd like to show everyone from start to finish how to build the solar panel. Before I get into that, I do need to tell you about the machinery I'm going to be using. So we're going to run through a bunch of industrial craft and actually a railcraft machine that we will need before we can make the solar panels. First item I want to talk about is the electric furnace. I have one working right here. It is taking the dust and turning it into iron ingots for me. And the electric furnace is really just a furnace that runs on EU. So if you have the water mill set up, your fuel for the furnace is free. And let's stop this one and start making some refined iron. You can make refined iron in any type of furnace. I'm just using the electric one because, hey, it's handy. The electric furnace uses 390 EU for each item that it processes. That's opposed to the iron furnace, which would use, it's not run on electricity, but a piece of coal or charcoal is worth 4,000 EU and it makes 10 items. So you're talking 400 EU per item on the iron furnace, 390 on the electric furnace. Not much of a difference, but you can generate EU for free using water mills, windmills, solar panels, and whatnot. So it is a better deal. It works, I don't know if it works the same speed or a little bit faster. Seems a little faster to me, but it is nice not having to fill the thing up again if you have it hooked up to your system. It works on 3 EU per tick. So you're talking, is that 12 water mills submerged to keep this running full time? Or 3 set up with the bucket going inside them. Now that's one reason why we're trying to move on to a better type of power, because those water mills just are not going to cut it. To make an electric furnace, you need to have an iron furnace, and I have that set up in the NEI already. You need an iron furnace, 2 pieces of redstone, and this electronic circuit. This is a component item of industrial craft. You'll be making a lot of electronic circuits, which we just call circuits. If you watch me and Ben, you just call it a circuit, and they're so common you get really used to building them. They're not hard at all. You take a refined iron, which you just saw me making in the furnace there. You need 2 redstone and copper cabling, which I went over before with you, and that makes a circuit. It's really not hard at all, but you will need a lot of them. I prefer to set up an auto crafting table with the recipe in it just to store it in there. It's not as nice as it used to be though. With Tekkit, they had some nicer crafting tables. You could just dump stuff in there and it'd craft it. You wouldn't have to like reset the items. But hey, maybe someday we'll get those too. So that is the electric furnace. The next item I need to talk to you about is the extractor, which is down here. And these textures are the default textures. I'm using Sphax BD Craft texture pack, except that I don't have any plugins for the mods. So these are default textures. The extractor. The main purpose of the extractor is making rubber from the sticky resin, and I will show you why this is so nice. I'm going to put a sticky resin in the extractor, just one, and that's going to run. It takes 800 EU per item in the extractor. I'm also going to put one in the furnace, which is how we normally get our rubber. And you will see the electric furnace gives me a rubber, just like, hey, it used to. Extractor takes quite a bit longer to operate. but it gives you 3 rubber for every sticky resin you put in, so it triples your output on the rubber, and that's a good thing. The rubber tree farms are a bit of a pain to go and harvest right now, so the more rubber you can get out of those, the better, and you won't have to wait around for the rubber to grow back. The extractor also can be used for a number of other things. You need it to make nuclear reactors. It has something to do with the uranium. You need it in biofuel cells to extract the biofuel, coal fuel, a lot of things that we are not going to need in order to build our solar panel. We'll get to all that in a bit. Main thing right now, main thing you will use it for, is for the rubber, because you will need a lot of circuits, you'll need a lot of wire, so you'll need a lot of rubber. And the extractor, like I said, takes 800 EU for each item, and it operates at 2 EU per tick, so you're talking right there 8 water mills to add to the 12 if you want to keep the 12 water mills for the furnace, if you want to keep everything running constantly. We need some better electric generation. The next item, and the last item for this video, is the Macerator. The Macerator is the industrial craft version of the pulverizer. And I'm going to grab a piece of gold. This is a hopper. I will talk about that later. I will grab a piece of gold, plunk it in the Macerator, and it runs through, and it will double it, just like the pulverizer. The one thing that it does not do is that it does not give you a chance to have some bonus ores like the pulverizer did. If you do remember the pulverizer, right here, I know someone said my mouse wasn't showing up, and I need to check into why it's not doing that. But right here, it has a chance of giving you a bonus ore, like a 5% chance. The Macerator does not do that, but the Macerator lets you macerate coal. The pulverizer will not let you macerate coal, and you need coal in the future. Just keep that in mind. You can also macerate gravel, and that will turn into flint. Good way to get flint if you are sick of placing it and breaking it and not getting any results. I've done that a couple times where I'm just breaking gravel for 2 to 3 minutes and I haven't gotten a single piece of flint, and it's annoying. So if you have the EU to spare, you can throw it in the Macerator and grab your piece of flint right out. Bit handy, and it will be handy in the making the solar panels, because I actually use flint as one of the items. There's a few items you can choose from. I just chose flint. I will get to that though. So those are the 3 items. To make the extractor and the Macerator, you are going to have to make something called a machine block, another component item of industrial craft. And what I mean by component item is that you can't place it. I don't think you can place this. Actually, I've never tried to place it. It doesn't do anything if you place it. Hey, you can. What do you know? There's really not a point in placing the machine block. And you saw how I did it. Is you just make basically a chest out of refined iron. You can get the refined iron back out, so there's no worries if you make one by mistake. The other thing that you will need for the extractor, and I don't want to take the time to build it, so I will just look it up in the NEI right here. You will need another circuit and 4 tree taps. These need to be unused tree taps. If you use them, you cannot use them in this setup right here. So do make new ones, plunk it in there, and that will give you your extractor. The Macerator needs some flint and some cobble and an electronic circuit. Flint, 2 pieces of cobble, this machine block again, which is just 8 pieces of refined iron, and then another circuit. So you can see you're going to be using quite a bit of circuits. Each of these machines needs a circuit, and a couple of them need multiple circuits and advanced circuits, so get used to your circuits. That is the 3 items we're going to talk about today. Next time we'll get into the other 3 machines that we need for the solar panel. There are only 3 more, and after that I will run you through how to make solar panel from start to finish, and perhaps I'll talk about how I got my carrot in another video too. That was kind of funny actually. Well, interesting. So thank you for watching this video of the FTB spot, where I went over a couple machines of industrial craft. And next time, like I said, 3 more machines. Time after that, solar panels. Yay! Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the like button if you want to see more.